Since COVID-19 is a new virus, researchers around the world are hard at work learning more about what it is, how it spreads, and how long it will last. Joining us with what we know so far is infectious disease specialist Dr. Isaac Bogosh. Good to have you back with us.
Thanks for having me back.
How does COVID-19 compare with seasonal flu?
Well, it looks like it's a bit of a more deadly infection. Sadly, we know that people can get this the same way through respiratory droplets and through close contact with someone. But of course, as we've seen, as this pandemic has played out, the mortality rate is definitely higher. It's probably lower than what the actual numbers suggest, but it's still, unfortunately, a more severe infection in elderly populations.
There was new research coming out of the States yesterday, some reports about what they're learning about how long the virus can live on certain surfaces. Some saying it can live on surfaces, the active virus can live up to a few days.
Yeah, I mean, this was great because we were really looking for guidance on how long this could live on different surfaces and under what environmental conditions this could live. So this was extremely helpful information. And, basically what we learned is that it can live for about 2 hours to 2 days, depending on the surface, depending on the environmental conditions of the surface. And this really just reinforces what we've been saying all along. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Do you think we'll see this virus die down in the coming months? There has been some chatter about because summer is coming, the flu or COVID-19 might die down faster.
I think we have to be very cautious about that. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and of course, we've heard that these coronaviruses tend to like cooler temperatures. But in the context of an epidemic, I think those rules might be out the window. And certainly, we saw with H1N1, which is also a winter or cooler virus. That exploded in the summertime during that pandemic in 2009. So I think, maybe after the pandemic, we might see some seasonal distribution of this virus. But during a pandemic, I'd be a little nervous about that. One last point, it might die down in the summertime because that's when it's run its course and it's, and we might just be at the tail end of our epidemiologic curve and that will coincide with the summer. But I'd be very careful about attributing the warmer months to the virus starting to die down.
The world was able to stop SARS. Could we do the same with COVID-19?
I don't think so. SARS causes a very severe illness in the people that it infects. And it was pretty easy to identify who was infected and then isolate them and watch for every close contact around those people. COVID-19, luckily, for the vast majority of people, causes a very mild illness. It's just too hard to find everybody that's been infected with this. There are many people with very mild infection that are just below the threshold of seeking medical care. So they're unfortunately out in the community transmitting this infection unknowingly, and we don't know who they are. So it's very hard to identify them. So I don't think we'll be able to contain this.
Dr. Bogosh, really quickly before we let you go, people are wondering about a possible second strain of COVID-19. What do you know about that?
I think we got to be very careful about these types of perhaps they're not really rumors. I mean, viruses mutate, but is that second strain or alternative strain going to be any different clinically than the current strain? Extremely unlikely. There might be several strains of this virus in different parts of the world because viruses mutate. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's slightly different from the COVID-19 that's circulating in other parts of the world. So even though there might be slightly different components of the virus in one part of the world than another part of the world, it doesn't mean it's causing any different illness.
Good to get the answers from you, Dr. Bogosh. Thanks for being with us.
Anytime.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.